Hello guys, my name is Akhil and welcome to btech career guide. So from the past 1 week I didn't post any video. This is because I was on vacation and couldn't find enough time to make videos on the channel. So from today onwards I will be making 1 or 2 videos and will be posting on the channel for you to follow and apply for the placements opportunities. So why I'm here? So in this video we are going to look at the offline interview experience from the EdgeVerve. So as from past 1 week, EdgeVerve is calling the candidates who have cleared the coding round for the interviews. So the most probably interviews are happening in Bangalore and Chennai location. So based on the telephonic interview and the mail sent by the HR department, so kindly reach out to the locations and give your interviews. So in this video we have a few candidates who have provided their interview experience with us, so I will be sharing with you all. So there is a quote that I usually follow, which is said by Roosevelt: learn from the mistake of others. So now we will be learning from the mistakes or learn from the experience of others. Now we will be doing that. So first I will be congratulating each and everyone who have made this level. So clearing the coding round is a very difficult task, so and clearing the interview is also a very difficult task. So you have cleared the first stage. Now it is for your second stage to grab the opportunity. So if you clear the interview process, then you will be having a placement opportunity in hand. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive into this video. So I will be explaining the 3 topics: the number of rounds, the questions asked, and when you will get the next update. So these are the 3 sections I have split the video into. So now let's go to the number of rounds. Coming to the number of rounds, they have divided the interview process into 3 rounds, which is first one is technical round, second one is programming round, third one is HR round. So the 3 rounds will be concluded within a minimum time of 2 hours, maximum it can be 3 or 4 hours based on the ability of your answer. Few candidates have interviewed in 2 hours and few candidates were interviewed more than 3 hours. It depends upon your capabilities whether you are interviewer's attention towards you. So let us see the candidate 1 interview experience now. So the candidate 1 have successfully concluded this interview process. So coming to the questions asked in technical round, so these are the few questions asked for the candidate 1. So the first question is, tell me about yourself. This is a basic question that every interviewer asks for a candidate. So how we need to answer that, tell me about yourself? You need to answer in such a manner that the structure should be framed as, in case if the interviewer state your name initially, then he should not mention your name at all. So first you need to start from your educational details, then about your family background, then about your internships or projects, and about your certifications, and if you've done any paper publications you should mention that if you have done any paper publications, then your hobbies, and then conclude. This is the format which you need to follow when you tell about yourself. Okay, and the second question that has been asked for the candidate 1 is that what technical skills do you have? So in case if you know web development, say HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, I know. In case you know any framework, then I know Angular or I know React. If you know any backend technologies, just let them know that this type of skills I have, so that they can ask, they will be having a chance of asking the technical questions from the technologies you know. So this will create an intention of the interviewer that the candidates have possessed some good skills, so that it did not train for the further projects. So this is how it will be. So coming to the third question asked for the candidate 1, so about Spring Boot. So as it is a Java role, so the interviewer asked about the Spring Boot, which is the Java backend framework, which is a database framework. And tell me about your project, which is a college major project. So when you are telling about your project, you need to state the number of members included in the project, the role which you have done during your major project, etc. And the last question asked for the candidate 1 is that write registration page code. So this is a simple thing they have asked him to write on a notepad, it seems. So you need to write using HTML or CSS. In case if you know Bootstrap, it will be a plus. So this is a simple registration page which should contain the labels, input fields, buttons, radio buttons, drop down, and text area, everything. So every form control has to be known to you when you do a form. So in case if they ask you to write the registration page code, you need to include all the form controls does the HTML have. Okay, so these are the technical skills that I have asked for the candidate 1. So coming to the programming questions, though, they have provided 3 programming questions for the candidates 1. So let us see the first programming question. See, if you have a string like critical, verbal, and spatial, then we will print the number of occurrence of the word critical. So they are asking the number of occurrences of the word critical. So it might be a critical or wlper, or sometimes it might be a different word, but this is a basic question that were asked in the programming round for the candidate 1. So if the input is critical, verbal and spatial, the output should be 1, because we are mapping with the word critical. So in case the input is critical, verbal and critical, so the number of occurrences of critical are 2, so the output should be 2. So this is a simple basic programming question asked for the candidate 1. Everyone can solve this as simple it is. So let's move to the second question. So in the second question they have asked is that, so given a 2-digit number, return a new number which is formed by the string combination of square of individual numbers. So this is also a simple question. What they are asking, so they are asking to input the 2-digit number, and that 2-digit number has to be squared. For example, if 8, so 8 squares are 64 and 2 squares are 4, 2 2s are 4, 8 8s are 64. So now you need to combine that 64 plus 4 is equal to 68. So this is how the answer should be. So they are asking you to add the result of the square of the 2 digits provided. So this is also a simple question. So don't worry about the formation I have written here. Just understand the logic and the program, the level of programming they are asking. So coming to the third question, if you have string like the Java programming, so they are asking you to print the consonants and the vowels at the end, and with not repeating consonants or vowels. So what they are asking that at the end of the Java programming, they are asking you to append the vowels as well as the consonants at the end of the string. For example, if the Java programming, they are the, so in the Java programming we have vowels like A, E, I, O. So there are 4 vowels in the Java programming. So now you need to append that 4 vowels at the end of the programming, which will be the Java programming I, A, E, I, O. Okay, so this is how it should be, and the consonants should be mapped after the A, E, I, O. Okay, so that's the basic question they have asked in the programming round of the candidate 1. So coming to the questions asked in HR round. So the first question, tell me about yourself, as the technical round and the HR round will be taken by the different individuals. So they will be asking you to introduce yourself again. So please politely, and keep in mind that when you are going to attend a HR round, be polite, be humble, don't be rude, and don't show your attitude to the HR. So the main reason I am saying is that most of the candidates will be fielding in HR round. So candidates which I have known, the few of them have failed in the HR round because of unfamiliarity of dealing with the HRs. So be polite when you are dealing with the HR, and be confident. Don't show your attitude. Okay, so coming to the questions, tell me about yourself. That's the basic questions. And graduation pass year, it's your simple year. So they are checking, they are just checking whether you have any education gap or not. And coming to the third question, can we have any questions on EdgeVerve? So EdgeVerve is an Infosys company, right? In case if you have any questions on the EdgeVerve process or the requirement process and the technologies working in EdgeVerve, so you are free to ask the questions to the HR, so she or he can answer the questions to you. So if you are okay with the Bangalore location, so they are asking whether you are okay with whether you are okay to join Bangalore or Chennai location. So if it is a Bangalore, it will be a Bangalore. If it is a Chennai, you need to shift to the Chennai. And if you are immediate joiner or not, so they are saying for the immediate joiners. So in case if you are ready to join the company as soon as possible, so you need to say yes, or else you need to say no. The HR has asked the candidate 1 about their family. So just give a brief introduction about your family. That's it. Nothing more than that. Don't tell your problems, etc. Okay, these are the few questions asked for the candidate 1. Hope you have a good understanding of what questions I have asked for the interview candidate 1. So let's dive into the interview experience of candidates 2. Okay, so the same technical questions but different questions. So the technical round for the candidate 2 is, so now we are discussing about the candidate 2 interview experience. So coming to the technical round for the candidate 2. So first question is, tell me about yourself. That's the basic question. So about project, that is another basic question that you need to mention your basic major project question. So coming to the now you see there are 4 different types of questions asked for the candidate 2, which is the OOPS basics, which I've already mentioned in the previous video, that you need to have a basics of Java and OOPS concepts. Then questions based on your resume. So the keywords which you mention in the resume are the keys points that the interviewer will definitely ask. So that's if you mention anything, any technologies or any certificate in your resume, expect that there will be a question on that. As simple as that. So for the candidate 2, they have asked the questions on its resume sims, and then few questions on inheritance. We know that we'll be getting the properties of parents to the child, which is an inheritance type. So this type of questions were asked for the candidate 2, and different types of SQL queries like inner join, left join, where clause. So these are the few questions asked on the SQL queries. So be familiar with the one database language. Coming to the programming round, so the basic programming they have asked for the candidate 2 also. So they have asked write a program to sort numbers in both ascending and descending order. So they have provided the few number digits. So they have asked the candidate to sort the numbers in both ascending and descending order. You can use any language, but you need to know what the logic is built. But the candidate 2 were asked to write the sorting numbers in bubble sort, insertion and selection sort, or there might be a situation of there might be asking you to write the sorting method in another sorting technologies. So in the previous video also I have mentioned that you need to learn the sorting algorithms, right? So this is how it will be. So you need to have the knowledge on sorting algorithms which are used. You can use sort method by the way when you use the Python or any other languages. Okay, so this is the first programming question asked for the candidate. So now let's see the second question. So second question is a FizzBuzz. So which is a basic question that when you start a programming in Greek for Greeks or read code. So this is a basic question they will be asking you to write. So given an integer n, return a string array, answer where if answer of I double equal to FizzBuzz, if I is divisible by 3 and 5. Fizz if I it is divisible by 3. Buzz if it is divisible by 5. So they will be giving a series of numbers. If the number is divisible by 3, you need to print fizz. If the number is divisible by 5, it should be print buzz. So if it is divisible by 3 and 5, it should be FizzBuzz. So for example, if 1 to 10, so they are numbers. So 1 is not divisible by 3 and 5, so we should not print anything. So next 2 is not divisible by 3 and 5. So next coming to the 3 is divisible by 3, you need to print fizz. So likewise you need to split everything. So if it is if for example here 1 is not divided by 3 and 5, right? So you need to print 1. So 1, 2, 3 is divisible by 3, right? Fizz. Then 4 can't be divisible by 3 and 5. So next 5 is divisible by 5. So buzz. So for the 1 to 5 only you have 1, 2, fizz, 4, biz. So this is how it should be. So for if any in the range you need to print the fizz biz word. Okay, so this is a simple program. So coming to the third question asked. So this is a very simple easy question. Write a program to find the triangle is an equilateral or not. So what is an equilateral triangle? So equilateral triangle where all sides are equal, which is equilateral triangle. So basic question. So get the input from the user. So check whether all the input values are equal or not, or just return it is not an equivalent triangle, or if it is written equivalent triangle. So these are the two interview experience of the candidates 1 and 2. The candidates to HR round went vast, it seems. So we stated that the HR round is purely based on the HR mode. Around 2000 questions might ask, and he also stated that the questions were asking from WCP platform. So I will be showing at the end of the video what is WCP platform. So it is a hiring platform where they will be providing a sample tests and everything. So the candidates have seen that they are using the WCP platform to ask questions for the candidates, and all the HR questions are purely based on the HR mode. If she or he want to ask more than 5 or 10 questions, or if they want to ask 100 questions, so it depends based on the mood they are having. So that's it. And so coming to the vacancies, so there are only 50 vacancies as I mentioned when I was releasing the application form. So there are 50 vacancies. So the filtering will be based on the marks obtained in the test, specialization, your code quality, and able to write logic in multiple way systems. And you know that marks will be allotted based on your programming as well as the conduct which you are showing, the way of humbleness which you are showing. And coming to the specialization, I know it's based on 2022 and 2023. You will be specialized in btech and mtech. So if it is a mtech, it will be a plus. If it is a btech also, no worries. So they will be training you. And the code quality, so if they are asking you to write 3 programming, which is the easy and mid-level easy programs, so you need to mention the code quality also. You need to reduce the time complexity as well as space complexity when you write the code. And able to write login So I think it should be logic, sorry for the typo. So you should be able to write logic in multiple ways. So when you write a program, you should be able to write the same program in different ways. So for example, if it is a Fibonacci series, you can use recursions, or you can write normally. So it should be like that. It's like that. Okay, so different ways, different multiple ways you need to write program. Okay, so based on that you will be filtering out for the 50 vacancies, and that's it. All the best, guys. And if you have any doubts, just shout out to my channel, or you can ping me in the Instagram. I will be always available online to clarify all your doubts. Okay, and in case if you want to share your interview experience to help the fellow members in the group, you can kindly share your interview experience for in the Instagram channel, which is a btech career guide.